You ever notice how some people can wrestle with life's biggest problems? Tax season, heartbreak, job interviews, but show them a tiny medical needle and suddenly they're reenacting a slow-motion action scene in their mind? Today, we're diving into why a small piece of metal can terrify even the strongest warriors among us. Welcome back to A Silent, Strong Mind, the channel where we explore psychology, human behavior, and why our brains sometimes act like dramatic movie directors. If you've ever avoided a vaccine, a blood test, or even a cartoon of a syringe, this one's for you. Fear of needles, also known as trypanophobia, is surprisingly common. Studies suggest that up to 25% of adults feel some kind of intense discomfort around needles, and about 10% actually avoid medical care because of it. But why? It's just a tiny poke, right? Well, tell that to the part of the brain that loves exaggerating danger like it's auditioning for a drama series. Here's the thing. Humans are biologically wired to protect themselves from injury. In ancient times, a sharp object meant danger, infection, or a really bad day. Fast forward thousands of years later, and that instinct is still hanging out in our nervous system, like a guest who didn't get the hint the party is over. Then add childhood memories. Maybe you were 5, sitting in a clinic, holding a lollipop that did nothing to comfort you, while a giant needle approached like a villain in a superhero movie. For many people, that moment becomes locked in their emotional memory. And finally, there's the anticipation. Psychologists found that the fear often comes before the needle even touches skin. The mind creates vivid scenarios, none of which are realistic, but all of which feel very convincing. Let's break down what actually happens inside the brain. The amygdala, our fear center, gets the first alert. It reacts fast, faster than rational thought, like a friend who screams at a harmless bug. Then the body goes into protective mode. Faster heartbeat, sweaty palms, legs ready to sprint right out of the clinic and possibly leave your shoes behind. But here's the interesting part. Psychologists discovered that the fear is rarely about the needle itself. It's usually fear of losing control, the anticipation of pain, the medical setting, or simply the idea of something entering the skin. Some people even experience a drop in blood pressure, which makes them lightheaded, the body's strange attempt at playing possum. Imagine fainting at the sight of a needle while your brain insists, "Shh, I'm protecting you." But the truth, needles today are ultra-fine. Many injections hurt less than accidentally poking yourself with a pen cap. Your brain just didn't get the memo. There are also trained techniques psychologists recommend, like applied tension, tensing muscles to prevent lightheadedness, deep breathing to calm the nervous system, distraction techniques, like looking at your phone or watching cat videos, a scientifically powerful therapy, and gradual exposure, where the brain slowly learns that nothing terrible is happening, and people who overcome needle fear often describe a surprising feeling afterward. Not just relief, but pride, as if they won the tiniest battle with the biggest dramatic buildup. Picture this. You're sitting in a clinic chair. The healthcare worker rolls over on a little stool, the kind that always squeaks, and asks you to relax your arm. Your brain. Relax? Absolutely not. Your body, sweating like it's audition day. But then, something interesting happens. You apply those psychological strategies. Deep breathing, looking away, maybe squeezing a stress ball shaped like an avocado, because why not? The needle comes closer, and you brace for impact like you're in a sci-fi battle scene. And then, it's done. Your brain pauses. Wait, that was it? That tiny moment was the thing you've been worrying about for years? This is the turning point many people report. Not because the experience was magical, but because it proved something. The imagination was far scarier than the reality. This is where growth happens. One small moment becomes a big reminder that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet thought of, I can face this. It's not as bad as I feared. For some people, this becomes the first domino in a chain reaction of confidence. If you can manage this fear, maybe you can handle that next presentation, that next conversation, that next challenge. Fear of needles is real, valid, and far more common than most people admit. But it's also a fear that can be understood, managed, and overcome. Your brain loves to overestimate danger, but your body is tougher than you think. With the right psychological tools, breathing techniques, distraction, applied tension, and a bit of humor, you can face something that once felt impossible. In the end, the needle is small. Your courage? A whole lot bigger. If you enjoyed this breakdown and learned something new, drop a comment below. Tell us your own experience or thoughts about needle fear. And don't forget to check out the other videos here on A Silent Strong Mind for more psychology-driven insights. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and keep your mind steady. Even when life pokes you, a silent, strong mind, where clarity stays sharp, even when the needle does too.